Good morning, YouTube family, friends. Rev It Up, Car Fanatic Productions. Today I am working with a friend of mine's vehicle. It is a 2016 Jeep Renegade Latitude front wheel drive 2.4 liter engine. We are doing front rotors and brakes. Okay, got 132,000 miles on it, maybe 133. But anyway, we already got the wheels chalked, the back and front. We got 3-ton jacks in there. Still got my Daytona jack as support. And before I really do anything, I always get these little pins in that hold the rotors in. And without this, what do you want to call this? I just had the word for it. Impact driver. This works with screwdriver, with flathead, with Phillips, with Torx big head, and I got a T6 inside here. And tap it, and it automatically turns it to the left. So I can't show it on camera, but a few bangs and we'll get this out of here. Love this impact driver. Like I said, just a few bangs, and it gets something that's been in here for over 8 years and never been out before. I'm going to have to put a little never seize on this when I go to install it back on here. So next time the brakes is done, won't have to go through this anymore. And I got to put that back on there to get the head off of that. Okay, so we'll get this pin out. I can just slightly put it in there to help me get it out, and it should come off now. And put that in, and we shouldn't need this impact no more. See, as you push it, when you hit it, it turns to the left or turn to the right if you want to tighten it. But I don't use this to tighten things. I just use it to loosen them. So we'll show you how to do brakes on this, just one side. Okay, I don't normally do this, but let's go over every tool you're going to need. A good flat bait screwdriver to stick in between the caliper and the brake to push the piston all the way in. That way it'll come off a lot easier. You're going to need a 14mm for the caliper bolts. And then for back here, this is, I believe, what is it? It's a Torx big head, and I think a 16mm might fit on it, but I have special met wrench tools, and this is a 16mm. So if you put a 12-point on that bolt, let me see where my fingers at. Let's see. Yeah, if you put a 16mm or a 14mm, 14 head socket on that, it'll fit, because this is the inverted 6 Torx. But my met wrench socket here, this is actually a spark plug tool, and it has that 6-point head on it that I need. And most of your spark plug sockets are around 11/16 or 5/8 with a 6-point head pattern, but this is designed to take off strip bolts, so this goes on there. So you'll need that. Then you'll need, this is a 14mm, like I said, for the caliper bolts. Then you're going to need, this is a T38, which is a 1/4 inch. Or if you had the other one, it'd be a T6 for the little bolt that keeps that in. And y'all saw I used my impact driver to get that out. Then you're going to need 3/4 inch. You're going to need a hanger to hang your caliper bracket on. and this is to push the brake piston back in. You're gonna need a good sized hammer to knock off the rotor, because it's going to be stuck to it. And I got impact tools, and you're going to need some brake cleaner, shop towels, brake grease, and you're also going to need some of this anti-seize so we can put that on. So now, like I said, 14 millimeter, we're going to take these off. We're ready to push the pistons back. And you don't need to open up the brake fluid reservoir to let air go out. I hear people say it's going to be a lot of pressure and hard to push in. That's very untrue. Only reason I take this off and I look in there to see how much room I have. So as I squeeze the master cylinder up, I know I can squeeze it in and the fluid doesn't come out. But I leave these on. Sometimes it's up to the top. That's when I take some out. But I don't have to on that one. So I'll show you how easy them pistons go in when I get to that point. Okay, YouTube, here's proof. I have the brake reservoir cap on. There's enough room for me to go ahead and use my brake caliper tool to push the caliper in, and the fluid will not overrun. But there's people telling you to take the cap off so it relieves the pressure, or else you have a hard time squeezing the caliper in. Now watch, I'm gonna do this with one hand, and it's gonna go in nice and easy. Look at that. See it going in? See it turning? I'm not straining, I'm doing it with just my fingertips, just like that. And it's turning, and it's going all the way in. And there she came to a stop right there. So you can dispel that myth that you have to take the cap off on the reservoir for the brake fluid, or else you'll have a hard time pushing the piston in. Does it look hard to you? It's not hard to me. All right, it reached the end of its travel. The next thing, turn the wheel towards you and you'll clear the fender, and you have enough room to get the caliper bolts off and the caliper bracket bolts off, and you have an easier time putting them on. So at my cleaning, I started with the top down. I took my metal brush, brushed all the dirt off of that. Then I brushed the dirt off of the brake caliper, and I put oil or brake lube underneath the hardware and on top of the hardware. I slid the brakes in. The one with the wear clip goes on the inside, which you see the brake clip right there. And when you're doing rotors, don't take the whole caliper off at the same time. Take the caliper top off first. Like I said, take the screwdriver, push it in, the piston goes in, take this up, hang it out of the way, and then take off the caliper bracket with the brakes on it. It's easier that way. And then you just do like that, put the brakes in there, put them back on, squeeze them together, then put the brakes back on. Very easy. Then the next thing I did, cleaned up around here. So I'll put never seize around here. I'll put never seize on the bolt that holds the caliper on. And then when we get to the new rotor, I'm going to turn it backwards, and I'm going to spray the brake cleaner on it to get the oil off it that comes from the factory. It won't rust on the shelves. Then I'm going to turn it around the way it goes, put the little screw in to hold it in, and then spray the brake cleaner on it and let it dry. And then we'll get our brakes on, tighten everything up, and then we'll go and mash the brakes and pump the brakes, get our brake pressure back up. And my grease points are as follows. You want to put grease around the edge of this metal here. You want to put grease on the back side of those. And of course, I already greased the sliding pins. Y'all seen me do this kind of work before. So that's all we do. And that's how you do a brake job on a 2016 Jeep Renegade Latitude 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. God bless. Have a good one. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some love. Like, subscribe. Now, see how the tire is turned outward?
Yeah.
I got plenty of room from my fender that I won't hit the fender, and I can tighten the bolts up as much as I want with a long ratchet, because this is supposed to be torqued like 140 foot-pounds. So I put a couple of ohms in that. So always turn the wheel all the way out, give you access to it. It makes it a lot easier. Remember, after you do a brake job, you want to pump the brakes so the fluid gets to where it goes, and there's the pedal. And like I said, this is at 136,000 miles. So our pedals back up, and the fluid returned back to the brake lines and the pistons, and we just want to check it. And she's at the level where she's supposed to be, so we're happy with that. So we'll close the hood on this, and we will be going out for a test drive.